Sorry ladies, my back on. So I took off that drywall tape that I just stained, and now I'm drying it. Alright, nice and dry. So now when I wet this, that stain is not going to come off onto my project. So now we want to get our cover, our base to our cover. I know we're spending a lot of time for just a cover, right? And we're going to peel this off, and I'm going to stick it down. I'm not covering up too much of the crackle because I still want the crackle to show, but I want a little bit of this to show too. I'm putting my little strip in the middle so it's less noticeable. And I've got it on this edge. So now I'm going to stick it down, and now you can kind of see what it's starting to look like. It's looking like layers and layers of fun stuff. So that's what I want. And now I'm going to grab my cover. This is my cover here. I'm just going to jack up the edges just a little bit here, like this. I don't want that perfect edge in there. And then I'm going to ink these edges. So I need my blending tool, or I'll just grab the foam since I don't know where the tools are. So I've got my little foam tool here. I'm getting some of my Vintage Photo Distress ink. I'm just barely getting the edges, just so there's not that white edge showing from the thickness of the paper. I'm just inking those edges a little bit. Alright, so I've got those edges. Now, because you guys know how much I love my matte multimedia, I'm going to make a little hole. So right down here you'll see I covered an area with paint a little bit more. I'm going to make a little tear right in here because I want some of that grid from that drywall tape to show just a little bit. But I'm not going to make too big a hole. So you can kind of see how I just made a little bit of a hole in the corner. I'm going to tear up the corner a little bit. I love, love, love the grungy look, so I like things to be grungy, but I still like them to look pretty too. So that's kind of a little bit of my style. So now I'm going to take some more of that Vintage Photo and this foam. I'm inking it up, and I'm just going to get the inside of that hole starting from the bottom because I don't want that perfectly white tear. I want it to look like it's super old. And what's funny about this book is you'll notice that the actual pattern print, you will see sort of this canvas looking drywall tape in there that I put in there. So I'm kind of recreating it on the edge again, not just on the print itself, so it kind of ties in to everything else. Alright, so that's going to go down here, and I'm just going to get a little bit more of that Vintage Photo into the page a little bit. My sponge is barely wet anymore. It's just nice and dry. And now I'm going to go over this whole thing with the matte multimedium. So first, I'm going to go on the back. I'm going to cover the whole back with a nice thick layer of matte medium. Anytime you're working with covers and matte medium, if you're going to do a coat of matte medium on the outside, you need to make sure that you really glue the back side down all the way. You don't want to just do lines of glue and then glue it down, because once you get that wet with that medium, it's going to get wavy. So you want to have a nice thin or a thick layer of glue all on the back, covering every little bit of the back. And notice I'm working off of the cover here because since I'm going to coat the front of this anyway with matte medium to make this really durable and waterproof, I don't care that the matte medium gets onto the cover. So there's a nice thick medium coat of matte medium. Matte medium can be used as a glue. That's why it's a multi-medium. And now I'm just going to position this where I want it, making sure some of my drywall tape edge is still showing. And it's not showing as much as I want it to, so I'm going to cut down my cover just a little bit more while this is wet. I should have really positioned this first, but it's all good. Now I'll get the bottom here. And I actually, even though this is wet, I'm going to grab some of that stain and I'm still going to ink my edges with it. Right now I'm going to stick it down. So we're sticking it down. I'm being really messy with it, making sure it's completely down, and then I'm going to coat it again with a nice thick layer of that matte medium. You can use Mod Podge. Mod Podge is great, but I just personally prefer the matte medium just because it's nice and thick. It dries really fast. It doesn't get the paper too wet. Mod Podge is has a little bit more of a water base to it, and so it's a lot wetter. So it'll warp your paper really easily, and matte medium doesn't do that really at all. So that's why I like to use the matte medium. And if you really want to grunge this cover up and make it look even nastier, you could take a little bit of that stain, and I'm just going to get a little tiny bit on my brush, and then you could brush that over the top to kind of get it a little bit more of a yellow color on there and make it look a little bit more old. So you can use that matte medium to sort of move some of that aged color around.
You got something?
You got some? Oh, Garrett's got some baby with him. What you doing? Shall I show him off a little bit? Alright, so this medium's tinted just a little bit because I put a little bit of that stain on there. And I'm covering the whole thing, and I'm getting rid of all my brush strokes by continuously going over the top. Now it's starting to feel a little bit sticky. Well, not really sticky, it stays pretty smooth, but it's starting to dry a little bit, so I'm going to move my brush off it now. And the great thing about the matte medium is you can take your heat tool to it moderately so you don't cause it to bubble up, and it dries really quick. So I'm just going to dry this really fast. So I'm just drying it up, and you'll notice that my paper's not bubbling up, and that's because I put a nice thick layer of glue on the back side of this before I put it down. Alright, so that's what my cover is going to look like, and I kind of bent it a little bit so it made it bubble up a little bit, but that's okay. Once it dries, it'll be nice and tight. But there is the cover. I'll try to get close so you can kind of see. Pretty cool, huh? So now I just have to do that to my back side and then the inside liners. Oh, I want to show them real quick because they're too cute. So, do you guys want to see Beckham before I go? So that's it, ladies. I just wanted to give you that quick technique. I'm going to do a YouTube video later of the assembly of the book and the binding so you can see it all finished. But here is my cutie pie. Can you see him? Say hi. Look up here. Look up here. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, I didn't get his face. There he is. Say hi to everybody.
Alright, Beckham, say bye, everybody.
Cute. I'm not even going to try to lie or be modest. He's going to be spoiled. Look up here, bud. Look up here. Look. Look up here. Beckham. Over here.
In the zone?
Over here. Yeah, there it is. He's got green hair right now because we had a circus-themed birthday party for Blake yesterday, and everybody got green hair and face painting. So that was a lot of fun. So he's got green hair, and he has blonde hair, so it's really easy to do the. It was like that hairspray green, and I gave him a little green mohawk yesterday. Beckham, Beckham, look over here. Look up here. Beckham. Smile over here. Look. Look up here. I'm trying to get him to look, but he won't. I've got a poor connection right now, it says. He's got Blake's eyes.
Alright, fat boy. Is there any announcements that we talk about?
I already told them.
Everybody? Everything? About CHA? Moline, possibly.
He loves to suck his fingers. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to try to do a show on Tuesdays again with Garrett because we have some huge announcements coming up that we can't share with you just yet. But after CHA, everyone will know. And so we'll share that pretty soon. But we're going to try to get on at least once a week, and we're going to go back to our old Tuesday or Thursday time. Actually, it's going to be Tuesday because I used to always do Tuesdays. Only the time's going to be a little bit later than now for the West Coasters. We're going to be doing the show at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So the same time that we used to always do it. Today we started at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. So that was a little goodie for you guys today on a Sunday, but we'll see. We'll try to do some more live shows for you, and I hope you guys come and see. And once again, you can get the Printable Cottage Chic mini book at MarianSmithDesigns.com. If you just search Cottage Chic, you'll find it super easy. And if there's anything else that you've seen that you want to get, you can just use a search engine on the site. The search engine is awesome. So that's it. I hope you like it. And I'll show it one more time before I go. And thank you again for coming on. I hope to see you guys soon.
Keep posting the albums when you do it, that way we can feature them on the blog and feature them on different sites.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot
about that. I'll pin them on Pinterest. I love seeing those. I always search, throughout the day to try to find your guys' projects. But if you want to email them in, that makes it easier for us, and then we can post your project on our sites.
Yes, especially if you do a YouTube video. If you do a YouTube video, send me the link because I'll put it onto the website and I'll put it on my blog. And I'm always wanting to see your guys' projects, but I never really get to see a whole lot of them. I mean, a lot of you do post on Facebook on Artsy Addicts and stuff, so I get to see those and I get so excited. So I do want to see your stuff. You can email them to me, or you can link them to me on Facebook or YouTube or whatever you want to do. And stay tuned this week for a complete YouTube video on my book. And once again, I hope to see you guys on Thursday, or I hope to see you in Moline, Illinois, on the 20th and 21st. I'll be teaching at the Scrapbooking Studio. So 3 awesome classes.
And keep checking the blog because we're hopefully going to get a schedule section on there that shows our schedules for posts.
Yes. And we're giving away a laser printer at the end of the summer. So if you've ever done a project with any of my printables, make sure you send us those links because we save all those links, and we're going to pick a winner to win a laser printer that's just like mine. Even though mine was totally screwing up tonight, it's normally a really, really awesome printer, and I think it's a $250 value. So
can I win that?
No, you can't win that because you need a new one.
We need a new one.
We don't. I think ours got damaged during the move. So stay tuned for that, and send me your links. I want to see your stuff, and hopefully you'll get picked as a winner. I'm not sure how we're going to pick a winner. It's probably going to be random, but we may do another contest. But this is something that we want to do throughout the year, is give printers away throughout the year. And it is a color laser printer, so it's pretty awesome. All right, ladies, thank you again. I'll see you later.
Bye.
How do you stop this?
There's a square.
Ah, I get it. I just gotta wait for it to go real time on there.
You're still alive.
I know.
Ding dong.
Because there's a delay.